Recently, some very concerning allegations have come out against the creator of Yandere Simulator, Yandere Dev. Yandere Dev, whose real name is Alex Mahan, is an independent game developer known for his Yandere Simulator, a game where players control a high school girl obsessed with her crush. Yandere Dev has faced tons of criticism and scrutiny, as the development of Yandere Simulator has taken far too long, with many people claiming the game would never truly be finished. Over the years, Yandere Dev has had to take donations from his community in order to sustain himself and continue to work on his game. Throughout the years, Yandere Dev has made some very concerning posts about the age of consent. Some people had even accused him of being predatory towards minors. However, until now, there wasn't any proof of this. Allegations have been made by a 16-year-old fan of the game, referred to as Jane. Jane has collected evidence of his behavior by taking Snapchat screenshots and making voice call recordings. He would discuss things with her, such as starting an OnlyFans, make comments about her and how cute she was. During these recordings, he would ask her several times if he was a bad guy or creepy for talking to her in this way. Some of these recordings would end up getting leaked on TikTok with a lot of the context missing. It wasn't until Ali MCC uploaded her video that we would know the full extent of these recordings. I'll play a bit of those here.
No, I don't go out. I just stay inside and work on the game.
You should turn your film.
Oh, you'll see how old I am.
Oh, you're looking.
You're cute.
Yeah, you're fucking. You should. I want to look at you too.
I don't feel good about it.
Okay.
Oh, you're sweet.
You fuck the other girls for me.
No.
Okay.
Wouldn't it make me a bad guy if I did?
It would make me, an upset person if you did.
You'd be upset?
And then it's just like, not like in a serious way. It's like, you know, oh.
Am I a bad guy for talking to you? Should I stop talking to you?
Oh, you should stop talking. Well, I mean, like, you should, but please don't.
You're so cute.
You're saying that.
It's because you keep being cute. If you don't want to be called cute, then stop being so cute. It's simple logic. And I thought it was just normal.
That's not normal, Cyrus.
Okay, let's just hypothetically imagine I have an OnlyFans. Now, what do I post on the OnlyFans? I mean, like, just naked pictures of me? I don't think I'm good looking enough for anyone to want to subscribe to my OnlyFans. When you turn 18, are you gonna start an OnlyFans?
God, no.
Well, how can you recommend that someone else do it if you wouldn't even be able to do it yourself?
Like, personally, guys under 5'9" are just like...
So you're basically saying short men are not human and don't deserve humans, and you want them all genocided. That's basically what you're saying. I'm only 5'11". I'm barely... I barely meet the cutoff criteria for being a human in your eyes.
Because of the recordings leaked onto TikTok, Yandere Dev began to panic. He'd begin to message Jane frantically in an attempt to guilt-trip her into stopping Ali's video from coming out. In one of the messages that would later go viral on Twitter, Yandere Dev would claim that Jane exposing his grooming of her was somehow traumatizing to him. He would even then threaten to sue her. Since these allegations have been publicized, Ali's video was falsely taken down. It's believed Yandere Dev played a part in this. Thankfully, the video has since been reinstated. It seems very likely that Yandere Dev was attempting to bury this in order to save his reputation. However, the damage was already done, and many people have expressed their disgust and disappointment with Yandere Dev, with many voice actors for Yandere Simulator no longer wanting to associate with the game, asking him to remove their voices from the game. Yandere Dev has since made a post apologizing for his actions and seemingly taking accountability for what he's done. I won't go over his full response here. Instead, I'll give a brief summary as to what this post entails. Yandere starts out by saying that a part of him wanted to excuse this all by saying that the leaked audio clips of him were taken out of context and edited dishonestly, and that part of him wanted to write a huge essay on his side of the story. However, instead, he decides to take responsibility for his actions and admit his wrongdoings. He claims Jane messaged him months ago, and that normally he turns away fans, but Jane seemed funny and interesting. After she revealed her age, he at first saw nothing wrong with this as he was just talking to a fan. Eventually, he'd grow comfortable with her. He'd talk to her as if she were his adult friends. He says she'd flirt with him, and sometimes he'd stop her and other times he wouldn't. He says that there is no excuse for any of this as he was the adult, and it was his responsibility to keep things responsible between them. Jane recorded some of their conversations to send to friends. Yandere claims that her friends manipulated Jane into believing he was grooming her. He then says that no matter what, it was still his fault, and he never should have befriended someone he knew was a minor. He then talks about how he's unsure how this will all affect Yandere Simulator, expressing that he wished he could beg them to stay, but that he understands their decisions. He then shows proof that he donated money to a charity dedicated to providing benefits to survivors of abuse. He then links to a post that Jane herself made detailing her experiences. She seems to parrot a lot of what Yandere Dev has said here, even claiming that she was manipulated into comping forward and that these allegations were released without her consent, and saying that the release of this video has greatly affected her personal life, with people at her school recognizing her voice in the leaked TikTok clips and making fun of her. Obviously, this is a very complicated situation. However, I would say if this is true and Ali did violate the victim's trust, then that is a pretty messed up thing to do. However, from what Ali has posted, it does seem like Jane does want the video to be up at least now anyway. In my view, it seems to me that she had fallen for Yandere Dev's manipulation and started to believe his lies. This is a common tactic of groomers and abusers. From the Snapchat messages, he seems to fit the profile pretty well. Yandere has since made a second post after his apology. In this second post, he details his struggles with his mental health and not taking care of himself, having not left his home in years, claiming he's basically been obsessed with working on Yandere Simulator. He seems to go back and forth on whether or not to take a break and potentially even hand off the game to someone else. I think one thing is clear. It's that obviously this man is not responsible enough to take on such a project. I feel like he should step away from the internet and never return. He has caused enough harm, and I hate to think what could happen if he were allowed to still keep such a platform. Anyway, this has been Zoey Talks. This is my first time ever making a video in this style. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and if there's anything else you want me to cover.